Okay, hey, it's me again. I am actually trying to figure out where I can set my phone while I record. That may not work. Okay. By the way, sorry, I have my Chick-fil-A cup in the way. My Chick-fil-A sweet tea is my drug, just saying. Okay, so I'm going to start off by showing y'all my, my straightener. It is the ceramic iron. I love it. It's from Kor, K-O-R. Let me show y'all the packaging. I believe I still have it. 1 second. I do, but it's like way in the back. But anyway, it comes with like a little carrier, like a travel carrier, and it's very convenient. I'm actually getting ready to go to the river, to the Frio River, and I plan on taking it with me because otherwise, let me show y'all how my hair is gonna look now if I don't fix it. It's kind of craziness just because I got it cut shorter. My hair was almost, or it was past halfway down my back, and I was ready to cut it just because with the baby and everything, he scratched me right here. But he's getting to where he likes to grab everything and pull on everything and yank on everything, and he's sticking things in his mouth as well. And he was getting to where he would pull my hair and he would try and stick it in his mouth, try and eat it, try and all that good stuff, you know, that comes along with teething. That's a whole nother story. Actually, he's doing fairly well, I think. But anyway, yes, I plan on taking my straightener with me. I mean, I may put it up when I do go float the river that one day, because I can only float one day, even though we're going to be out there 4 days. I can't do the sun for a long time. That one day is long enough for me. But anyway, and I also have the baby, but we're going with family, so my mom's gonna watch him when I go that one day. Anyway, but yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna show y'all a couple of things. I'm gonna show y'all how my hair comes out, and then what kind of makeup I use. By the way, I do not have a lot of makeup that I use. But I'm open to any comments or any requests that y'all think I should try with makeup and hair products. And feel free to give me any tips on anything or whatever, because like I said, I'm new to all of this. And I'm basically doing it because I'm bored out of my mind being at home. And I wanted to start this actually back before, like, the baby was born, when I was pregnant. So, anyway. But, I'm doing it now, so should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. See, usually right now, as I do my hair and makeup, I would watch I would watch my shows that I have lined up. Right now I'm watching The Bachelorette, but that only comes on once a week. By the way, it's getting really good, The Bachelorette. Like, I'm starting to notice. Okay, before I go into that, I used to, with my hair when it was longer, before I got it cut a couple days ago, I would do literally tiny, like, small layers to straighten it. But now that it's shorter, it doesn't take me as much time. So the layers that I do it in are much thicker, just because it's shorter and it doesn't take me as long. And the way I do it is I just kind of part it and kind of do a little bun on the top with the rest of it. And then I'll brush through it. I gotta throw this extra hair away. By the way, that's another thing. I decided to get my hair cut because I was losing hair like crazy. And it may be due to the fact that I'm not taking my prenatal vitamins anymore. And see, I just take it section by section and run it through, run the straightener through the flat iron. But anyway, I need to get back on my prenatals because everyone keeps telling me that that's why I'm losing so much hair. I actually asked on Facebook, and yeah, that's the reason why. But anyway, I'm just I need to get back on my prenatals, but we'll see how that works once I get back on them. Hopefully my hair won't fall out in gobs and things like that. And my hair was just super long, and every time it would fall out, it would just be everywhere. But anyway, yeah, so back to the Bachelorette conversation. It's getting really interesting. Like, I'm starting to see that Becca is starting to form several different relationships with several of the guys, several of the men, and there's a couple that I'm like, wow, like, I could see her with him, you know. So we'll see. Sean John, I think was his name, the one that completely, like, was very, like, awkward this past Monday night. He was, like, weird. He got her perfume and gave it to her, gifted it to her, and he all of the sudden was like, I love you. And I'm like, on this, I have all these strong emotions about you and whatnot. And then she kind of just looked like real puzzled about it, because that was the first she was hearing of that. She had yet to grow any sort of strong feelings for him, but she was wanting to try, you know, obviously that's what she's there for. But anyway, and then on the way out, he says, oh no, forget about that. I was lying. I was just kidding. Like, and then he wanted to ask for the perfume back. Like, seriously? You gifted that to her, dude. I don't think so. Anyway, but I found that really awkward and different. So, yeah. Anyway. But, right now, my baby Owen is in the living room. I can hear him, and I can just poke my head out right here and look around the corner and see him. But, he is watching Chicken Little still, playing on his mat. I just fed him before I came on. that's what I had to get off for. But anyway, you know, with little ones, you gotta do what you gotta do. But it's been raining here like since the weekend, and it's Wednesday today. It's been raining since like Saturday off and on. Okay, so I put another layer down, and I'm just gonna continue running the flat iron through it. I love the length of it. I know y'all may think I'm crazy because it's the stylist that cut it for me. She told me, she's like, you've got extremely healthy hair, you know, and she was actually asking me why I wanted to cut it, and I told her, you know, with the baby and all. And I'm listening for him, he's making noises, but she was very understanding about it. And but I had shown her 2 pictures, and I told her I didn't want it extremely short, but I didn't want it so long. And she kind of combined the 2 pictures that I showed her. And anyway, I'm gonna have to in my description of this video, I will post the name brand of the flat iron that I'm using. I've had it for several years. My husband actually bought it for me as a birthday gift a couple years back, and still works so great. And I actually have, like, if it messes up, I have a lifetime warranty for it. So if it were ever to like break or something, if I drop it or whatever, I can just send it in and they'll send me a brand new one right back in the mail, unless it's fixable. But anyway, I love it. I was so Bachelorette was one that I was watching, one of the shows that, or is one of the shows that I was watching. Oh, by the way, I am a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. Like, Grey's is my, if I could live and breathe that show, I would. I actually did when I was pregnant. Like, there were days when I was pregnant and when I wasn't working, like on the weekends or whatever, I didn't feel like doing anything except for just like laying around and being lazy. I would literally just binge Grey's. When I got pregnant, that's when I started watching that from season 1, and I've caught up all the way till now to season 14, I believe it is. Now it's just like, well, crap, I'm waiting for the next season. Like, I hate it, but yes. But that's one that I will always make time for once it comes back. And 13 Reasons Why, I watched that as well. The first and second season as soon as they came out. First season, my thoughts on that was, yes, after I watched it and I started seeing all the controversy about it, I understood everything that everyone was saying about it, but at the same time, I was like, okay, like, this is real life. This is what's going on right now. This is what kids, high school kids, are going through right now in real life. Everything that they had to go through, or everything that they go through nowadays, kids nowadays, even as young as 10, 12 years old, it's like, seriously? Like, can't believe it. Okay, so right now, I am going to put another layer down. As I get higher to the last layer, I do try and make the layers smaller just so that, you know, it looks, you know, it's not, my hair's thick, so whenever I get to the top layer, it takes me a little bit longer to actually straighten everything. But that way I don't miss any strands of hair. Anyway, yeah, 13 Reasons Why. First and second season, very controversial. The second season, how it ended, I was just like, wow, like, it's crazy. It's super crazy, especially me working in a school district and being a part of a campus, a school, you know, not just any school, but a high school where I work at. Like, it's crazy to know that, you know, I mean, this past school year was just hectic. Like, you know, feel free in the comments to share, you know, any of your thoughts or anything about this. Like, honestly, it's, you know, just something, gives me something to do. I don't really, I have friends, just saying, I have friends, but all of my friends are either single and or they're in a relationship, but they're not married and all that good stuff. So anyway, we're on different levels in life, my friends and I. I do have one friend though who I've known since second grade, who I'm very lucky to say that we are still friends till this day. She actually got married a little bit before me, and she had a baby a couple months before I did too. She had a girl, and her baby is just so adorable. She's precious. And then, well, I followed right behind her a couple months later for both wedding and getting pregnant and having a baby and all that. And now we're trying to get together. It just never seems to work out, but we're trying to get together at least 3 times a week to go to the park to walk and get some sun and get some exercise. But with the weather here, it's not really that, the weather's not cooperating with us. But yes, I just, you know, starting up conversation with, you know, mothers and giving y'all, you know, someone else. I want to be here for y'all. I actually, you know, before I had my son, I actually had a miscarriage, and it took me a while. It took me a while to get over that, but it was just within a few months after that I found out I was pregnant with my son that I have now. And yes, I do still have my bad days, and I do still have my moments where it's not really bad days. It's really, now it's just days where it's constantly on my mind, like that one day, you know. But as far as, like, you know, moments when I cry and stuff, I do have those moments. I look at my son right now and I think, you know, there's a lot of what ifs, and, you know, at the same time, I have to almost like suck it in and tell myself, if I'm sitting here thinking about that child that I could have had, I would have never had my son. And my son means so much to me. Like, I don't know if it was because I had a miscarriage And my feelings for my son are so strong. I know, this is the way my mother tells me every day. She says, you know, now you know what it feels like to be a mother, and now you know what real love is. And that, to me, it says it all. It says it all. I catch myself looking at my baby and just kind of in a daze, like, I'm so in love with him. Yeah, I know that sounds cheesy, but that's how I am. I'm so just head over heels for him. And I know that's probably how most of y'all feel about y'all's kids. But I don't know. Just, I'm very blessed and very lucky to have what I have, and to have who I have, to have the family that I have, and all of that good stuff. But anyway, that's basically what my story is, my background story. And I just want y'all to know that y'all have someone. If y'all need to talk or whatever, y'all can comment and all of that, but feel free to do that. Feel free to share y'all stories with me. I went ahead and put another thin layer. And by the way, I don't tell my story, my miscarriage story, to get sympathy or anything. I just tell it just because, for basically to spread awareness. Yes, 1 in 4 women have a miscarriage or stillbirth, and all those statistics, you can look it up and, see all of that. And yes, it does. I still, like I said, I still get emotional, but I feel good about talking about it. I'm very open about it. And I'm not scared, But anyway, don't feel bad for me in any way. I'm just putting my story out there. I strongly believe that, us as women need to stick together, and we need to have each other's backs. Anyway, but my hair's coming along good here, I think. I'm hoping it's not super humid outside, because if it is, then it may not stay for very long. But I don't really use any product in my hair as far as like heat protectant or anything. The ceramic iron in the straightener, it helps to not damage and burn your hair so much. That's why I got it, to be honest, and that's why I chose it when I was choosing a birthday gift. And I love it. But if y'all have any like recommendations for hair products for curly hair, of course y'all saw how my hair was before I started all of this, go ahead and feel free to comment about it and share. And pictures are always great too. But I just really don't use anything. I used to, but not so much anymore. I find it real, like, I feel like my hair gets damaged when I put actual products in it. But I may be using the cheap products and the, stuff that I really shouldn't be using in my hair. Like, okay, my hairspray, I've had this can. Oh, oops. I've had this can for like a year. I need to get a new one because I'm out. But, no, actually it still has a little left. The Tresemme used by professionals. This is the, the 3, as in the ultra fine mist, firm control, the level 3. I love it. I like the smell and everything, but recently my coworker let me use her her Dove hairspray and hair mist. That actually smelled very good. And I'm actually, I told myself that I was going to get that once I was out of my Tresemme. And that's actually something I'm going to look into. But like I said, if I may look up like all the reviews and stuff on YouTube and see which one's better. But anyway, I don't part my hair this way. I just do it like this while I'm straightening it on the top layer, just so that I can get the underneath parts really well, so I don't miss anything. I always go to the front with the front ones, and then I grab them and I go back again, just so that they're not as flat. It gives it a little bit of volume. Just the little pieces in the front I do that with. The very front. I'm really enjoying this. It's soothing, to say the least. I enjoy it. You know. After this, I'm gonna have to put my son down for a nap. He's sounding kind of fussy. Unless he puts himself to sleep, which he does that often. But he may want to be put in his bassinet, and I'll do that after I'm done here. My ends, I sometimes have to redo my ends, just because sometimes they don't straighten all the way first couple of times, but it's getting there. So anyway, I've got to start planning my son's baptism pretty soon. We're Catholic, so we baptize in the church. But I'm going to start planning that and start all of that. That way I can get that done before I go back to work. And if not, I want to try and schedule it at the beginning of the school year if I have to. But I would love to get it done before then. We will just have to see. My husband and I did not get married in the Catholic Church. I was raised in the Catholic Church. I grew up going to church religiously every weekend. And I was actually when I was in high school, I was in the youth group. I was very active in church. And, well, then I met my husband. I'm not saying anything bad, but, you know, when you find your person, you start going out a lot and all of that. And you tend to lose sight of the important things. But we got married in a chapel. It was beautiful. I had a wonderful day. I enjoyed my wedding. And as far as I know, my husband did too. Anyway, he hasn't really completely made up his mind on what religion he wants to be a part of. But I did go in and I talked to, a year later, after pretty much on our 1-year anniversary, I went in and I talked to my father, my priest, and I talked to him and I was like, is there a way that I can, because as a Catholic, when you get married outside of the church, like I did, you cannot, as a Catholic, I couldn't take part in getting the Eucharist and getting, the body and blood of Christ during the service on Sundays. And my parents were really pestering us to decide on a church because, of our son. And they were saying, you have a baby now. Y'all need to sit down and talk about that because he needs to know Jesus and all that. And I was very iffy because my husband grew up and his family is Pentecostal. Well, his dad's side of the family. And his mom, when they didn't really go to church all the time, but when they did, they would go to the Baptist church. And so my husband didn't really have one church like I did. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because honestly, my husband is an amazing man. He takes care of us the way he should and he respects me. And anyway, I didn't want to force him into making a decision whatsoever. I wanted him to make a decision. Well, I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, it's upsetting me because I want to be able to participate in what I've always done my whole life, So I told my husband, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go get our blessing from the Father and send in a request to the bishop to get our marriage blessed in the Catholic Church so that I may be able to participate and continue, and so that I can take my baby to church with me and things like that. So I did. And he was okay with that. He said, whatever you want to do, I'm right here next to you for it. The only thing is, if he wants to become a Catholic, he would have to take a class himself and be a part of it. And of course, I've already told him if he chooses to become Catholic, that I would go with him to the classes because you learn about the faith, about the Catholic faith. You learn about how things work and the Mass, the ceremonies and things like that. Right now, with my hair, by the way, I'm just kind of going through it to give it a little bit more volume. And I'm kind of just like tilting the flat iron as I do that. And I tilt it at the top more to just give it more oomph at the top and the back especially. But, it's whatever, however you want to do it. Anyway, long story short, he hasn't made up his mind yet. But I told him, this is my religion. This is what I'm sticking to. I'm going to take my baby and I'm going to have him baptized. Because my family's here and everything. My husband's family, they're very scattered. So it's not like we can all go to the same church with his family. His mom doesn't go to the church religiously, so, you know, it's kind of just like, okay, it's okay. But my family does go religiously every weekend, and I told him, you know, it's a good place to have our baby, and so I'm going to do it. And he's backing me up. He's taking it better than I thought he would, and I appreciate it, because there's not really many men out there who will support a woman like that religiously, and so I'm happy about it. So I'm gonna have to start planning that pretty soon. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you my hair, how it came out. So this is my haircut. I love it. You can also curl it, and I think curling it would be super cute, or even just a little bit of like beach waves or whatever. I want to try one day doing like a snooky poof in it or something. Like, I feel like I could get away with that. But anyway, I part my hair this way most of the time. But let me show you the back. It's not that long, but I did keep some length there. But yeah, I love it. Love my haircut. Let's go, let me turn this off. Oh, I did. Let's go check on my baby. Oh. Look at that. He fell asleep. What, Bubba? What, my love? You want to go lay in your bassinet? I'm going to go put him down for a nap. So, anyway. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to do laundry next. Or actually do my makeup next. So, I will be back on for that. Alright. Thank you.